10 and 10 podcast. I am your host, Rachel Martin, and I am here with Lindsay Mulhall. Mulhall. There you go. I like it.
Thank you. I married into it.
Okay. Yeah, it's totally your choice.
Yeah.
Sort of. I mean, you're choosing the man, so
right?
You're sort of choosing the last name-ish. Well, we're going to talk today about your amazing business that you kind of started doing on your own to find joy, and you've created this empire of empowering individuals and women, and you've made it into this top of the field, in a sense, in the last 2.5 years. Like, this isn't something you've been at for 40 years in this industry. You've been obviously leading up to it. And then there was something throughout your life that, changed, and you're like, I have to do something different. And so you are in the travel business, which is like my dream job, to just make people go have fun and enjoy their lives. But obviously there's always pros and cons to every business. But you've almost turned that part of the industry into empowering other people who you're almost like a coach consultant to get people on their path to the right job that they never thought they could have. So that's amazing. I'm so excited. Okay, so you had started off in sales early on in your career, and what made you change into the, travel luxury business and, make it be what you want it to be now, and then empowering other people along the way?
Yeah, so I was into sales, and I always knew that if I wanted to do more in life, I needed multiple streams of income.
Sure.
So I decided that I wanted to do some type of side hustle. Mm-hmm. And I'm way too excited to do things to just sit around anyways.
Yeah.
So when I would finish my regular, 9 to 5, I would come into finding something different, whether it was lotions and potions or oils and whatever it was,
potions,
anything that I could find that worked for me.
Sure.
I was excited to tell the world about it, which actually gave me a lot of success in certain side hustles that I did.
Yeah. Well, you found passion and stuff that almost led to helping you be better at the job that you were doing.
And I have a servant heart. So if I find something that helps somebody, when I found Jesus, everyone in a 100-mile radius heard about it.
Yeah.
So when I find something that works or makes someone feel better, I am that person that will step up and say, I got something for you.
Well, and you may mention earlier, yes, you were in sales, but then you found Jesus. You kind of became this soldier in God's kingdom.
Yeah, and that
actually changed you.
That actually stemmed from a really big traumatizing experience in my life. One of my daughters passed away.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and it was sudden, and it was debilitating.
Of course.
And it changed me.
Yeah.
It completely changed me.
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, it does. You never, as a parent, not that I am a parent, I'm a dog mom, not even the same, but you never think you're going to outlive your children. And so when this happened to you, you had to almost find joy again in something else. Not again, you're never going to have that joy of when she was here. But at the same time, she.
Her name's Natalie. She's actually a twin.
Oh my gosh,
yeah,
how funny.
Her sister's Brianna.
Okay.
And my daughter Brianna's 9 years old.
Oh my gosh.
I have 4 kids.
Wow, amazing. But losing Natalie kind of, it made this change in your life and has brought you so much joy. I don't think that you probably expected after she is no longer here.
I am so grateful that there was joy after, because I did not see a light at the end of the tunnel.
Of course.
I actually just fell to my knees to God. That's how I came to Jesus.
Yeah. Well,
because I wanted to be with her.
Yeah, 100%. But did that help you kind of phase into the next part of what you wanted to do for all of these amazing people that you're coaching and inspiring and empowering along the way, who most of them are moms and have stay-at-home mom jobs or soldier wives or anything like that, and this is almost a secondary income, but you took your experience, and I'm sure you're an amazing mentor to them based off of what you've gone through.
Yeah, definitely. My testimony has been very powerful.
Yeah.
Because, when something like that happens to somebody, they can go on 2 different paths.
Totally.
And that's either end it, be done, hate life, or realize that you have more here and you need to be here until it's, my time to be there. And so I just gave my life to the Lord and said, anything I got to do for you, just, you got my daughter and I want to be there again. Yeah. So I'm going to live the rest of my life out for you.
Yeah.
And that's what pulled me to the travel, actually.
I was going to say, and why travel? You could have gone back into sales. You could have gone into ministry. You could have, like, why travel?
It could have been lima beans.
It could have been lima.
I'm just saying, I felt the Holy Spirit pulling me.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what to expect with travel. I've never been on a cruise.
Oh my gosh.
I would get, motion sickness when I was in an airplane. It wasn't something ideal that I thought I'm going to.
It wasn't your dream job.
Yeah, it was not. It really wasn't. But I had signs and I felt it so powerfully that this is where I was meant to be, to do something bigger for other people. And so I went with it. I took a leap of faith.
Yeah.
And it was scary because I had just hit number one in this other business, thinking that that's what I wanted in life, was to be top of the business, number one. I'm the big shot. I did it. Everybody, I don't know. I was just
top of the world, and that wasn't what you were feeling inside.
Yeah, no, because then the next day you wake up on the first of the month and you have to start over, and you got to do it all over again, and that was exhausting.
And those are like 80-hour days.
Oh my God! And if you don't sell the amount of stuff you sold that last month, you're not going to get a residual income.
Yeah.
Because once the product stops, so does the commission.
You're amazing,
checks.
But you always have to beat yourself.
Yes, exactly. So when I was presented with
travel,
when I was presented with this, I just said, you know what? I went and actually interviewed the gal that I wanted to join with, because it wasn't my first rodeo.
Okay.
I've been in situations where I joined something and the person said they were going to help me and I was thrown to the wolves. Yeah. And that's something that has actually created the leader that I am today, is that I want to be the leader of that tribe, so that people don't feel that way. Yeah. So people know that they could have someone right there holding their hand and encouraging them, because I didn't have that. I didn't have that in business. I didn't have that growing up.
Yeah.
And that's been a passion of mine, is to find that in life, and all I've ever wanted in life was to feel safe and have freedom. And when I say freedom, a lot of people get into business to do financial freedom. And yes, having finances will definitely give you freedom. But for me, it was a little bit more, because no matter what I do, I'll make money at it.
Yeah.
But for me,
you become number one out of 139 agents.
Oh, no, that was at a different company. I'm actually in the top 100 though in our company right now.
Dang.
Proudly, by the way.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And it's a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
And when I say hard, I mean, I have simple systems that I follow. When I have two amazing coaches. I have a few amazing coaches, but I follow coaches that care for me and what I'm doing, and they teach me and they train me. And so I've been able to get success by being a copycat.
Yeah.
Really,
But putting your own spin and flair on it based off of your story and your experiences.
That's absolutely true. Yeah.
That sounds amazing. So you started more in the travel business as like a travel agent.
Well, yeah, when I got into it, I thought, okay, cool, I'm going to book some travel.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
And I mean, you don't do that now? You more coach now, or is it kind of both?
Well, let me tell you, after my first attempt to doing a booking of a travel, when the person said, hey, I'm just going to go book it on my own, I called my number one, Stephanie Bell, who I called. She's my best friend. Yeah. And I called her first to say, hey, I did something crazy. And she's like, oh, of course you did. What's going on? She was actually camping. And I think, she pulled over, because when I said I was getting into something, I know she wanted to be in there. Smart woman.
I love it.
So I let her know, hey, I know I brought you into this, but I'm going to be real. I don't think I could do this. I don't know what I was thinking. It's just, yeah. So she said, I'm a fifth grade school teacher. If I could teach fifth graders, I could definitely teach you.
There you go.
We got a money back guarantee.
You're her mentor, but she teaches you.
That's so correct.
I love it.
So luckily by the grace of God, she stepped in and said, hold on a second. I finally found something that I like doing.
Yeah.
That you got me into.
Yeah.
So let's feel this out and see where it goes. And man, sometimes I think about how close I was to giving up the first time something felt hard.
Sure.
Oh, I'm so grateful for her, for speaking up, for stepping up, and for saying something, because now I can look back and say, wow, like through this journey, I've already been able to help over 1,043 families that are on my team. And it's more than just financial for me and for them. It's about watching someone come into this business as a mom and a wife that might have lost their shine, lost who they were throughout being a mom and a wife, because that happens.
It does.
It happened to me. And I was lost and I wasn't happy. I felt like I needed more in my life. And then when I figured out that God wanted me to do this, to pull that out from other people and remind them who they are and who they could be. It really empowered me. And like I said earlier, as much as I enjoy watching people, it's very humbling to watch them go from broken to coming back to life, and then coming to me and thanking me in tears about how much fun they're having, or how
you've changed their life.
Yes.
Yeah.
And little do they realize that there's a part of them that changed mine too.
100%.
It feels so good.
Oh, you can just feel it like radiating off of you.
I love it. I'm so grateful.
So what do you hope for kind of next? Whether it's you personally or for the business, which it sounds like you're just overseeing and managing these amazing people and just succeeding every day.
Well, I wouldn't say I'm a manager, but I would.
Coaching?
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Coaching.
So
Okay.
when I with coaching, one thing I enjoy doing is holding hands.
Okay.
Not literally, but I'll
hold your hands.
Yeah, let's hold hands. What I do though is I'll show someone how to do it.
Okay.
And I feel like that's part of a gift, because it's really hard to. I'll describe it as, you try to get ducks in a row. This is more like trying to get cats in a row. Okay. Yeah. So you try to get all these cats in a row, and you want to help everybody. And I don't know. I do a lot of visuals, and when I teach in visual, because that's how I think.
Yeah.
But I definitely have a different flair.
Okay.
I don't teach like the average teacher does.
Sure. Yeah.
So.
And what do you hope for is like the next kind of thing to come out of either your industry or the people that you're coaching?
I want them to be where I'm at.
Oh.
And that is something that when I watch, like for instance, Stephanie was talking about how she is gold leader. And I've watched my girls, graduate from being gold leaders to directors and literally making legacy incomes for their family.
Yeah.
That is so humbling. It feels so good. It's like watching your child graduate, or watching your child do something.
They become your family.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yes. And to watch them start from this, and then, I put my, people say like my superpower.
Yeah.
My superpower is I'm able to find the good in somebody and pull it out.
I love it.
And if you pull out the good in someone, they start to believe that. And when they believe that, they could do so much more in their life. And to be able to watch somebody go, like I said, go from just being lost and sad, and then something lights their fire and reminds them that you are so worth this and you deserve this. Go get it.
Yeah.
Dream big, dream bigger. I always tell the girls, whatever you're thinking right now, I want you to go a little bit bigger, because you're your worst critic.
Yeah.
And then you see somebody like me who can see good in people.
Yeah.
And I'm going to encourage them to go bigger.
Yeah. Oh my God, I feel like I've just gotten the biggest hug from like this like person who's just wants to do good in everybody's world. So thank you so much for sharing your personal story that is so heartbreaking to share, but how you've in a way overcome it, and how you want to be there for other people in the world of travel, which is amazing.
I love it. It's really fun too.
Oh, thank you so much for joining us today. And like I said, I have the biggest hug and getting ready to go into my day with even more inspiration and power just to make other people happy. So thank you guys all for joining the 10 and 10 podcast today. And thank you, Lindsay, for joining. It was such a great way to end my day.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.